Hi everybody, today I'm going to be working on some more fused glass projects using the Fuseworks microwave kiln. It's been a really fun thing to play around with, and I'm just going to do a really simple design today. We're going to make a little cross shape. This is the pendant size, and I'm going to try to make some earrings to match. This first picture shows the rough measurements that I used for the pendant. You can see there's 4 pieces, so there's actually 3 pieces to the crossbar. I don't know if you can see from this picture, but the 2 smaller pieces are on the side, and then the longer piece lays over the top. So to make the earrings, I have my pendant laying there just for size so that I can try to find some smaller pieces. And I have saved all of my little shards and scraps from other projects, so I'm just kind of fishing out the smallest, skinniest straight pieces that I can find. So I've selected some pieces that are roughly the same width, and here I'm just using the nippers to cut down to the tiny rectangular shapes that I need. I didn't have any when I was filming this, but when you're working with pieces this small, I've found that it's helpful to have a pair of tweezers around just to manipulate the pieces so they don't move too much when you bump them with your fingers. These are the pieces that I ended up with for my earrings. You can see they're pretty tiny, and actually the crossbar itself that's going on top to just kind of help fuse the pieces together is just, for both of them, it's just a tiny little shard that I picked out of my scraps. Here the pieces are laid out on the kiln paper and the kiln, ready to go into the microwave. This is just a couple of shots of that. And here are the pieces after they've been fired in the kiln. You can see that the edges smooth out quite a bit. The fusing times vary a lot depending on the size of your piece and how fused you want it to be, so I'm not going to talk a lot about that here. I did another video where I actually showed some of the color changes and the amount of time that it took, and I'll put a link to that in the comments below. To finish the earrings, you need a pair of needle nose pliers, some jewelry pliers, a couple of earring hooks, and some jewelry wire. For the necklace, I actually use 26 gauge, which is what I use a lot of the time, but since these earrings were so small, I decided to use some even finer wire, which is the 32 gauge. I started with an 8-inch piece of wire, and I'm wrapping 3 loops around the rounded tip jewelry pliers. Here I'm using the needle nose pliers just to tighten the coil up a little bit. And now I'm putting them back on the jewelry pliers and just doing a couple of twists to tie it off. This is what it should look like when you're done. You should have a nice ring with 2 pieces of wire coming off of it. To secure the glass, you can take the short end and just wrap it around once and then sort of tighten it around the top. And then you can take the long piece and wrap it in the design that you actually want. Once the piece is wrapped the way you want it to be, take both ends and just secure them around the top and trim off the long ends. And then you can use the needle nose pliers just to tuck in the end pieces. To finish the piece, use some needle nose pliers to attach the fused glass to the earring hook. And that's it for making the fused glass cross pendant and earrings. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if so, please subscribe to my channel below or visit my blog at upcycledesignlab.com.